Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. Child, it is cold. Had to put a little extra spin on it for y'all. It's freezing in Atlanta today, so I can't be out here long. I didn't want to run my gas, so I ain't got the car running. So I don't have no heater. I got my sweaters on, but shit, it's cold. Anyway, you guys, let's see. First story up, impeachment hearings. I have been at work, of course. I wasn't able to watch them firsthand, but last night when I got home, I turned on old CNN. I figured that was the best place to get my news, considering the fact that they are anti-Trump and obsessed. And I knew that it was going to be all Trump all day as usual. Okay, they hate y'all stupid ass president. They act like there ain't shit else happening in the world. Child, they don't report on nothing else. The highlights of the day, they say the Ukrainian ambassador Bill Taylor said that the day after Trump spoke with Ukraine's president about looking into the Biden situation, he spoke with European Union Ambassador Gordon Sondland and asked about the investigations into Biden that he had requested from the Ukrainian president Vladimir Zelensky. And Sondland is the one who dropped the soundbite that said that Trump cares more about the investigation into Biden than Ukraine. Okay, I heard that all night last night. Of course, y'all stupid ass president says that he has no memory of this event. And honestly, when I'm listening to them talk about this, even though it is salacious and damning and all of that, I'm thinking to myself, like, if they're saying that an aide overheard a conversation, it's like, do we have any concrete evidence and proof of this? I have no doubt that he said it. Okay, I believe that he did. However, if you guys don't have proof, and we just going by somebody saying that they heard him over, I was just like, this ain't quite the smoking gun, when we get down to the nitty gritty. So if we can't validate it, it's sort of like a my word against your word kind of thing. Right now, I'm sure other stuff will come out, but if they got if this is the kind of evidence that they're going to be throwing at us, this is going to be an uphill climb. And then, of course, other testimony throughout the day backed the claims that, Trump wanted dirt on Biden. Of course, the Republicans did their best to defend him, to make the Democrats look like, this was a needle in a haystack type of attack, try to poke holes wherever they can. They're just not going to let their man go down. And that is true to what the Republicans are. They always are going to support him even if he is full of shit. So I honestly don't feel like yet, we've got the evidence that's really going to say, okay, impeach him. And I guess at the end of the day, the Democrats are probably just hoping that this is enough negativity that will derail his re-election campaign, because otherwise, I just was like, yeah, all that is good, but I still need a little bit more. But of course, I'm not politically savvy. I tell you guys this all the time. So if you guys know more about it, I'm sure plenty of you do. You guys tell us in the comments why we should actually think that, y'all stupid ass president is in trouble. Okay. And that this impeachment probably will go down, because just from my, uneducated, just watching from the sidelines, just your average kind of viewer, I don't see it yet. But we'll see, you guys. We'll see. All right, you guys, so prayers up for the family of AlexisCrawford. I'm sure you guys all know the name by now. If you aren't familiar with the story, though, she is the 21-year-old student who went to Clark Atlanta University. I believe she is originally from Michigan. No. The other girl's from Michigan. I'm sorry. She, I believe, is from Athens, Georgia. But anyway, she was a 21-year-old student who was found dead a few days ago after she was reported missing by her family on November 1st. Okay. Backing up to how this whole thing began, I believe on November 26th, she and her roommate Jordan Jones and her roommate's boyfriend, Baron Brantley, They were hanging out in the girls' apartment. Okay, the two girls lived together. They were hanging out in the apartment with the boyfriend. They were all drinking. They had drank enough so that Alexis, I guess she didn't necessarily remember exactly what happened to her the night before, but when she woke up the next day, she remembered that he had kissed her on her neck and was rubbing her legs or something like that, and she felt that something more had happened, like maybe he had sexually assaulted her. So she went to Grady Hospital. The police was called, and she reported that he sexually assaulted her, okay, officially. So after that happened, I'm assuming that the relationship between Jordan and Alexis was strained, and them two weren't talking. However, on October 30th, they're saying that Alexis asked Jordan to take her to the store to buy some more alcohol, which is kind of strange if they're not talking. But anyway, this is according to Jordan. She said that she asked her to take her to the store to get some alcohol. So they went to the store. They came back home. You guys remember there was camera footage of the two of them in the store. Okay, so that was the last time that anybody saw her other than Jordan and the boyfriend. But anyway, when they went back home, evidently Jordan and Alexis got into a fight. The boyfriend, Barron, jumped in, began strangling, choking Alexis. Jordan said that she got a plastic bag and put it over her head, and so they killed her, suffocated her, and then they put her body in a bag, and they went and hid her in a park, Exchange Park, in DeKalb County. So the family is close-knit. She is one of 10 children, one of 3 children that are in college right now. They said that they hadn't spoken to her after a certain time, and that wasn't normal for her. You know, they started to realize that something was going on Halloween Day. They couldn't get in touch with her, so by November 1st, they reported her missing. Jordan did, you know, also participate in the searches, posting on social media, help us find Alexis. There was a big thing out here in Atlanta. You know, they were trying to find this girl. It sparked up all this other talk about sex trafficking and girls being stolen. It was kind of getting that all riled up as well. I don't know if I believed that sex trafficking thing. I was feeling like there might have been something even more sinister than that. And then come to find out on Friday, Barron, am I saying his name right? Yeah, Barron finally admitted to the police that, you know, exactly what happened, and led them to the body that was hidden in the park, you know, in the trash. I don't know where she was, but they had hid the body and dumped the body in the park. And he was arrested. Jordan was arrested the very next morning, and they both were charged with felony murder. Okay, they're both being held without bail. They'll be due back into court on November 22nd. The boyfriend had criminal history, domestic violence, something about keeping someone from making an emergency call, theft by taking, and some other things as well. And then Jordan, she also was on probation for DUI in Michigan. Just a heartbreaking story. It is an eye-opening story. It's a worrisome story, especially when you have children who are that age, in school, away. You know, it just makes you worry about the people that our kids call friends. I talk to my kids all the time, and I just try to make them be aware of who really is and isn't in their corner. Also, whenever there's issues with girls being being roommates and then having their roommates' boyfriends coming on to them, that's something that needs to be reported right away. Okay, we can't have that kind of situation, and it is terrible that Alexis was still in that apartment. I don't know if she didn't share it with her family. I don't really know. They haven't really said the particulars on that, but there's no way that, you know, I would want my daughter to stay in an apartment with a girl whose boyfriend, who I've accused of sexually assaulting me. You know, I wish, and I know in hindsight is 2020. I wish that the family would have been like, no, you can't be there, you need to move. But like I said, I don't know for a fact if they knew any of that was going on, if she had told them, if she had shared that with them or what. Yeah, it's just heartbreaking. And when that story came out originally, I just automatically assumed that the boyfriend killed her and the girlfriend, scared and trying to take up for her man, maybe helped him hide the body. I wasn't expecting to hear a story about her putting a bag over the girl's head. And I mean, like, she was fully involved in that murder. And I just don't understand, like, what is in the mind of people? Like, it never once clicked to you, even if shit got really out of control and, you guys were fighting and you were choking her. At no point it didn't pop into somebody's mind like, oh my God, I gotta stop choking her. She gonna die. Like, you guys wanted to kill this girl. That's what I gotta come up with, because you don't just choke somebody immediately and they die. It takes some time. You holding on, and you know that this person eventually is not gonna be breathing anymore. So it was just scary, and I just don't know what could be in the minds of these youth. And I won't say all of them, because of course, most kids are not bad like that. But just what happens to our youth where this kind of shit happens? Like, what goes on in their lives, in their minds, for them them kids' lives are ruined. Okay. And like I said, he had some felony problems, but the other girl, with the exception of the DUI, I mean, she's in college. I believe they were all the two girls were seniors. He wasn't in school, but the two girls were seniors. It's like, this is the beginning of your life and you have ended it already, terrible. I feel very sorry for her family, because her family was on the news, and they couldn't barely even talk, when they were still trying to look for her body. I always tell you guys that whenever somebody comes up missing, I automatically think that the person is dead. I never think that we're going to have a happy ending and this person is going to be found and, there was just some sort of misunderstanding. I mean, that probably happens 1% of the time. Any other time, if a person is missing, there's usually some foul play there. So my heart goes out for the family. The funeral is going to be this weekend, actually, on Saturday. It's in Athens, Georgia. It's at Cornerstone Church. And I believe they're going to be doing like a viewing of the body tomorrow out that way. But yeah, just really, 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 really devastating and just scary. And just, parents, make sure you talk to your children about what they are involved in at school, the people that they have around them, the stories that goes on that might not even be that serious to them. Sometimes we as parents, we can kind of foresee how shit might turn out, where they might not think that it's that big of a deal. We can kind of step in and be like, no, I don't, that's not cool. Like I said, prayers up for that family. She leaves behind her mom and dad and 9 brothers and sisters, you guys. She was 21 years old. Rest in peace to AlexisCrawford. All right, you guys, in another sad story, Tatiana Jefferson. She is the girl that was killed in Dallas by the cop who shot into her house when she was up late playing video games with her nephew. Her father, Marcus Jefferson, he died on November 10th at Methodist Charlton Medical Center in Dallas. They're saying that he had been in there since that Friday before because he was having heart problems. They had kept him in, and I guess we're observing him, and then he went on and died. The family said that he had been having a hard time getting through the fact that his daughter had been killed, the stress of that happening, and then also there was a family dispute right after she died because some of Tatiana's family members, the aunt in particular, was saying that Marcus was not, or Marquise, but I believe it's Marcus. Marcus was not her biological father, never had custody of her, and didn't think that he should be in charge of the funeral arrangements. You guys know death sometimes brings out the ugly in families, because we got to get this girl buried. We want to bury her as peacefully and as lovingly as we can, and you got the family fighting over. She's got to be buried, right? And, but I guess the fact that anyway, you guys, y'all know how that goes. So They did go to court and they did get it settled. There was a gag order put on the whole family. Nobody can talk about what was what. But anyway, the funeral did happen and they were able to lay her to rest. But they're saying that all of that took a toll on him and that he died of a broken heart. Okay, and some people say, oh, they say that broken heart syndrome is not real, but it is actually. It's something called, I looked it up, Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, okay, which basically is like a temporary heart condition where the extreme emotions put like this extreme stress on your heart, and triggers all these other things happening in your body, and that usually people recover from it, within hours or days. It's just something that just like immediately happens to you when you are so upset. And some people die from it. Look at Khalif Browder's mom. Okay, look at Eric Garner's daughter. Okay, they also, you have heard stories of them also dying from this broken heart. So I definitely believe that this is the syndrome that he had. And this is always sad when these stories are already upsetting and then it just continues to be sad. Like that Eric Garner case, now we got the other daughter that's in it. I hope that poor girl don't, end up being sick from all of this. And nothing will ever be sadder than that Khalif Browder case. I don't care what nobody says. That is honestly one of the most affecting and haunting documentaries I have ever seen. I've never seen nothing like it. We still waiting to see what's going to happen with that police officer for Tatiana Jefferson. We definitely haven't forgotten about that. So when we know more about that, I will definitely let you know. But in the meantime, you guys, rest in peace to Marcus Jefferson. All right, you guys, so the big story that I read was that Colin Kaepernick will be out here in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe, this weekend, and that he is going to be working out with NFL teams, and we're going to have scouts and managers and all of the who's on the NFL teams there to watch him work out. Okay, he put out a statement saying that he has been waiting for this for 3 years. He is in shape. He is ready. He can't wait to meet everybody out there. He's on his way here. All right. And people have their mixed feelings about it. Y'all know I don't know shit about football. I tell you guys this all the time. Okay. But the skeptical part of me is just sort of like, So we've got the Detroit Lions, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Miami Dolphins are the three teams that have shown some interest, I guess, or that'll be there and allowing him to work out with them. What's going to happen from this, you guys? I don't even really know. Like the NFL, to me, if they put out this and say, okay, these three are interested, and then he gets out there and let's say he does a phenomenal job, okay? And if he doesn't get signed on to anybody, then, how does this help the NFL? To me, I'm thinking like, that's just going to make everybody who already was skeptical believe that they just did this shit just to say like, see, we are willing to work with Colin Kaepernick. We just don't think that he's ready. So I'm just not quite sure if I trust why NFL is doing this. I know that it's all this talk about, with the shit that Jay-Z did and trying to reach across the aisle and, trying to move forward and progress and all of this, and Colin Kaepernick has to be willing to want to come to the table with NFL. And I guess this is their way of doing it. I wonder if he actually trusts this whole thing that's about to happen this weekend. I'm just skeptical. And again, this is just my uneducated, watching from the sidelines, listening to that fucking football crowd cheer all day on Saturdays and Sundays, type of opinion. I just don't know how this is going to go. But what do you guys think about this whole thing? Do you think that somebody is really actually going to pick him up and put him on their team with all of the bad blood between him and the teams and the owners and everything? You guys, y'all let me know. KodakBlack, okay, government name Bill Capri. He went before the judge yesterday. He was sentenced for the gun charges that he was facing. You guys remember he pled guilty back in August to these gun charges when he was trying on 2 separate occasions to get guns, lied on his gun application, fudged the social security numbers and whatnots. Shouldn't even be trying to get a gun because he was already under investigation for the sexual assault and rape charges, and he's a felon, so he can't have a gun anyway. Okay, I think he also one time he was bringing a gun from Canada into the United States or something. Anyway, full of fucking niggardry. Okay, so he pled guilty to it in August. He's been in jail ever since. Went before the judge. Let's see, Federico Moreno. Okay, down in Miami, and the judge says, "Listen, I usually go a little softer on younger people because I realize that young people make stupid mistakes." Okay. He says, "The problem with you, Mr. Capri, is that you have been making stupid mistakes since you're 15. Okay. I think KodakBlack, I didn't write it down, but I think he is somewhere around 22 years old. So at some point in this game, you keep landing yourself in jail. Do we decide that maybe we need to switch it up, especially when you have opportunities? Okay, somebody out there thinks that you are talented enough to be a good rapper, and you are doing these things still, you know." So the judge gave him 46 months for him to sort that out. Okay, try to figure out his life. If you can't do your math, that is 3 years and 10 months. And he will be in federal prison for gun charges. After that, it'll be 3 years of supervised release. And on top of that, Mr. Bill Capri might actually get more time, more jail time, because while he was awaiting sentencing, he got into a fight with a prison guard. Okay, they said that he was under the influence of a controlled substance. He was in his cell. I guess the guard went into his cell and they say he startled him or something. And, Mr. Capri went off on him and beat him up. And I guess said guard had some sort of hernia issue already and fighting and tussling with KodakBlack's ass. I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny. But, it fucked up his hernia and he ended up having to be in the hospital. We don't know what's going to come of that, but that could also bring more charges towards him and ultimately add more time to his, his jail time. And just, I don't know what to say about it because I didn't been said that something was wrong with KodakBlack and that he didn't have good sense. And maybe now while he's in jail, he can try to get his faculties together and dote and contemplate on life and the way that he want to move when he gets out of jail. One thing for sure about that justice system, though, is you get out there and you still act the fool that you was acting before time, and they will put your ass right on back in there. Okay, 4 years is that too long to? I mean, do you guys think that his career will be fine? I mean, if he's 22 years old, then he'll only be 26 years old. That's we don't know if he'll get more time added, but just counting those 4 years. I think he'll still be young enough, but if you still making the same mistakes, just like, right now he doesn't seem to be too worried about it. He did post on his Instagram, because we can still do that from jail, y'all. He posted, "Hold it down while I'm on lock, calling shots from the block." Okay, hashtag literally. So, yeah, your boy Kodak is in jail, gun charges. We still also waiting on that sexual assault case. He got a lot of things going on, you guys. But hopefully this will straighten him up and eventually he'll fly right. All right, you guys, so your boy Drake, he was booed at Camp Floganaw. I guess I'm saying that right. That name all of a sudden started coming up the last few years. I had no idea that there was even a such thing. And then I started to see this festival. It's a music festival, and it is curated by a Tyler the Creator. And it's a weekend, I believe. I'm not quite sure what city it is in. But anyways, a lot of people go and they have all their people up there performing. I think they said Willow Smith and SZA and, a whole bunch of other people. I don't remember the folks, you guys. Let me get the lying. But evidently Drake was the surprise headliner. Okay. He was going to be the closing act, I believe. And for whatever reason, The crowd believed that the closing act and the surprise headliner was going to be Frank Ocean. And I was just like, I don't know how they let that happen. Maybe because, do they say that Tyler, the Creator, and Frank Ocean are close friends? And I guess they had been led to believe through social media, or maybe just advertising from before. I don't think it straight out said Frank Ocean, but I guess, I don't know how these people thought it was going to be Frank Ocean, because that's a totally different, thing than Drake. And then Frank Ocean doesn't even have any music out. So it's just like, what? He don't have nothing new, do we? Did I miss something? Them people was mad as hell when Drake got up there with his singing. It was like, bring out Frank Ocean, okay? They got to booing him, and he said, listen, I'm here for you guys, so if you want me to perform, then I'll do that. Well, when they continued on with the booing and it got louder, he said, okay, it's all love, okay? It ain't been nothing but love, ain't gonna be nothing but love, all right? I'm Drake, and I'm out. And he walked off the stage, y'all. And I was looking at the video, and I had a little bit of a giggle. I was just like, damn, they did Drake like Tyler, the Creator, was very upset with the crowd for doing that. Said they had mob mentality and, this whole cancel culture. He just can't with it. You got arguably the biggest rap star out right now as your, as your surprise headliner, closing act and everything. And you guys boo him off the stage. I'm sure Tyler was embarrassed, all of that. But, of course, people are starting to say, is Drake starting to be unhot? Is he now on the decline? I don't think I see it that way. I mean, but everybody has a peak. And then everybody slides on down that peak. It's inevitable. It happens to everybody. But I don't know if I feel like Drake is at that point. I just think that the people kind of got caught up, with just like one time, you guys, I had went to, we used to go to this thing called Midsummer Night's Magic out in LA. He used to have like this big ass party on the backstage lot of Sony Pictures. And I had a good friend whose sister worked for Magic Johnson, so she would get tickets for us to go. They also would have a celebrity basketball game the next day. Okay, and so, we got tickets for that. We be all hungover and drunk and shit, just like real woe out at the game or whatever. But I remember that Ray J performed. For whatever reason, when he came out, all you could hear is, you heard one person just kind of say, boo, like kind of away. And then the whole entire stadium, we all was just like, boo! And I actually liked the song, but it was just like, that's Ray J, and we didn't give a fuck. We was all hungover and everything, but we booed his ass good, till he finally got his ass off of that damn park, what do they call it? Parquet floor too. So I was just like, but I think we all just got wrapped up and just making him look stupid up there, everybody booing him. So I was just like, maybe that happened with Drake, because I really just don't see him. I don't see it happening like that. But maybe y'all let me know if we think that Drake is running out of steam, okay? Or was that a little case of mob mentality, or maybe a little bit of both? Y'all let me know. Okay, you guys, SummerWalker. Now, I don't know this girl. I didn't know her music. I listened to some of her music yesterday on my way home from work. It's all that same one note. I said, girl, we just gonna keep on in that note, huh? Okay. It's a popular sound. Brandy is the one who coined that sound. And there are some girls that also sound like that, so you can hear the influence there. I mean, the girl sounds like she can sing and everything, just not for me. But, I've been seeing her name around a lot, so obviously she's doing very well, and she has fans out there. She has been on tour for, I guess, this album that I listened to yesterday. She had a 29-city tour, and which actually sounds like a lot, okay, for somebody who's a newcomer. But she's been getting a lot of flack for this tour. I know she posted once on social media that she takes whole baths, because she's on tour and she's always on the go. And, she was showing her products. People gave her hell for that. She had to come back and try to explain that away. And now we hear stories about her being standoffish and aloof at her meet and greets. I guess her team has signed her up to have these meet and greets at these different cities. And you guys know how meet and greets are. People spend their hard-earned money to meet up close and personal their favorite musician or their favorite artist or whatever the meet and greet is, okay? They pay this money so that they can get close to you and they can touch you and they can hug you and they can cry on your shoulder and tell them, you know, how your music got them through some old cheating ass nigga or something like that. This is the whole purpose of your fans getting close to you, okay? It's one more thing to keep you engaged with your audience, all right? And the meet and greets can run you real high, you know? So I don't think it's a lot for people to expect to at least be able to put their arm around you when they go to a meet and greet. And they're saying that SummerWalker was very, very standoffish, did not want her fans to touch her. And you even see a picture of her, like she's sitting next to the girl, like say this is the girl right here. She's just sort of like this. You know, so people have been complaining about that. She finally did come back out and say that she's an empath and that the energy that people have, you know, when she touches them, it transfers to her, and she can physically feel the bad energy from people who may look like everything is okay, but in truth is not. She gets that energy, and you know, if she were to keep touching all these people who got all this bad damn energy and zhuzh in them, then she would literally get killed. Okay, so because she don't want that to happen, she just took it upon herself that she is, y'all, let me not make light of it. Okay, y'all know I'm not real deep into shit like that, so I can't get into the transference of energy, but I will say that I understand the whole idea of being an empath. I don't think that I am an empath totally, but there are stories and things that affect me probably more than it should sometimes. So I get, you know, what she's saying, but you know, it just, when you telling the average person that you can't touch me because your energy is going to jump off on me, and then I guess I'm going to be, you know, possessed. Let me not laugh because you guys are going to be mad at me for laughing. You know, I mean, that's her thing. If she doesn't want people to touch her, then we got that. Okay, but her team should have known not to be booking her in these damn meet and greets if she has this issue. Okay, or maybe she didn't realize that she had it until she got on this tour. So when she started putting that out, then people started giving her grief about that. All right, and now she's gotten to the point where she has decided to cancel the rest of her tour. She's only done 9 dates. There are 20, cities left. And she has cut them. She is like, you know what, y'all take this damn tour, y'all bad energy and zhuzh. Okay, we're gonna give you your fucking money back and get out of my face. She says that she has social anxiety. Now that is something that I can understand fully. You know, I don't need all of the extra deep connotations. Just say what it is. I don't really like being around a whole bunch of people. I'm not comfortable touching folks and hugging folks that I don't know. Okay, I'm awkward in these positions. It doesn't make me feel good. Okay, that is what we can understand. And she just might not be cut out for it, and that's okay. It's harder though when you are in this day and age and you are an entertainer and social media is everything. Being social, being engaged, and if you can't be out there with your people, then you're gonna have a harder time. But these record labels or whatever, they throw these artists out there. These people don't be prepared, and she's a good example of it. They don't know what they're gonna go through until they get out there, and then they just be like, "What the fuck is this? Like, this ain't what I signed up for. I just want to sing." Okay. So now she's saying that that's what she's going to do. She's going to do her albums and, she'll do some live performances here and there, but nothing like this tour. That's where she's going to stand, at least for now. And, I can't be mad. That's probably the best thing for her right now. That social anxiety, that shit can be tough on people. And just to know that you got to do that every time you go to a different city, I don't think I would be able to do it either. Okay. If that's already what my issue was. So I'm not gonna be mad at the girl, but just some people ain't cut for that life. lastly, you guys, in quickies, there's video that has been put out there of Trina going off at some woman at Walmart, screaming and yelling at the top of her lungs. Okay, you call me a nigga bitch? Okay, call me a nigga bitch again. Call me a nigga bitch again. And you guys know, in Trina's very special way of going off, man, we used to see her do that on Love and Hip Hop Miami at the reunions, and I swear I thought that was an act. But it is definitely not, because, honey, she was going off on that girl in Walmart. She tells us that the girl was crying. Trina walked up to her and asked her if she was okay. And the girl said, "Get out of my face, nigga bitch." Excuse me, what? What the fuck you call me a nigga bitch? But you know what? When she said it to Trina, because she was so thrown off, she didn't say anything to the lady. Okay? Said she walked around the store. And y'all know how it is sometimes when you be like, I know this motherfucker ain't just call me no nigga bitch. And she done walked down there. She done got her meats and her cheeses and her milk. And she was like, I'm gonna have to go back and talk to this bitch. She was with one of her friends. Okay? And her friend went back up to the lady when they went to the front of the store. And I guess the friend said something along the lines that she needed to apologize. And I guess the lady just doubled down on her and was like, I ain't apologizing, so nigga bitch. And Trina went off. I mean, what is it with these people think that they could just call you nigga bitch and ain't nothing gonna happen? Now, she would have got the real right one. Somebody might have fucked her up. Trina got a lot to lose and don't really need to be out here getting caught on video fighting nobody. Not like that, but damn, nigga bitch, really? We can just do that openly like that? I bet you that lady won't do that again, though. But the thing about it is, even though she might not do it again, it's many out there that will. There's many out there that have gotten so bold, okay, that they think that that shit is okay. I was just like, child. So, I mean, I guess even though it went on for a long time, I mean, I can't really think of nobody that wouldn't go off on somebody that just flat out calls them a nigga bitch, especially when I was trying to see if your ass was okay in the first fucking place. Child, anyway, moving on. Depending on who you ask, I guess congratulations are in order for Lamar Odom, who announced on social media that he is now engaged to his girlfriend of 4 months, Sabrina Parr. I say depending on who you ask is because his 17-year-old son was not happy about it. Okay, put out a post that says, damn, okay, you done known Shawty for 4 months and she already got you in a sunken place. All right, the family don't like her, but you decide to move on. You know, don't tell nobody. I got to find out shit on social media. But you know what? I shouldn't be surprised, because this is how let me get my words together. This is how it has always been, the son. This is how it has always been, being the son of Lamar Odom. So he was very upset about that. I kind of had a good little side eye for this Sabrina Parr. I don't know much about her, you guys, so I won't, I shouldn't have a side eye. But, it's just, she came along and, they saying that she's going to clean him up, and he's got him working out and eating good. And I saw a video just recently. I believe he just got saved or something. And all of this has been credited to Sabrina Parr's involvement in his life. So she may very well be a very good thing for him, a blessing for him. But when you get your kids coming out saying stuff like this, you got to be a little bit cautious. And then it's not like Lamar Odom doesn't come with his own set of issues. So that makes you just kind of be leery of folks latching on to him and wondering if they have ulterior motives. I certainly would hope not. But, Lamar Odom just, to me, like, he still ain't well. He's still battling his addictions. He still drinks, he's involved with somebody very quickly. All of the things that you hear that recovering addicts should not be doing, he's doing still. So it's just like, I don't really know if we can put him in recovering addict and we can just keep him in the addict lane. You got to kick all that shit. But like I said, we'll see what happens with the Sabrina Parr girl. But yeah, the son wasn't happy. He did come out afterwards, though, and apologize for the post. Said that, he's 17 years old, he's emotional, and maybe he don't need to be speaking out on social media about his father. But, he was just upset that he had to see something like that on social media. He ain't told no lies. I'm sure that little boy wasn't lying. Okay. But I guess he regretted saying those things about his father out in public like that. I've always felt sorry for Lamar Odom's kids because they've always seemed to have come last. And, once he falls head over heels for somebody, it just sort of seems like they ain't even on the radar no more, So, and if I can see that from the outside looking in, imagine how the kids feel being the ones, So we'll see, you guys. Yeah, he's supposed to be getting married soon, though. Ring is beautiful. Girl is actually beautiful. He looks happy, but you and I both know better. Then they're saying Monique Samuels from Real Housewives of Potomac was charged with second-degree assault, for beating up Candace Dillard. I don't know if she beat her up. They're saying that they were at a dinner party. They were filming actually for the show. Candace, you guys know, was probably up in her face, probably a whole lot of pointing, probably a whole bunch of bitch get off of me, you probably all in my personal, bitch back up, probably talking reckless because you guys know that mouth is hot. Monique, like they said, blacked out and she actually grabbed her hair and pulled her down to the ground. Cameras were rolling, so hopefully we will see this fight. But Candace has formally pressed charges, and she was charged with second-degree assault. Okay, now this charge actually could be some jail time. I don't know how much because I couldn't find out exactly how much might be assigned to it. But her lawyer said that the physical assault, humiliation, and emotional distress have been very painful and difficult for Candace, as it would be for anyone attacked so viciously. I said, ooh. At Candace, like Ashley said, probably had it coming because we know how she can be. And remember last season, Monique warned her, girl, the only reason why I have not dragged you is because I'm pregnant. And what did Candace say? Drag me, Monique. Drag me. All right, well, we can't be mad when we oblige. Shit. I should laugh. You don't want to be on no show, get your ass beat, but you can't talk one way and expect something else. So we're going to see what happens. I wonder if they will show it. I don't think Monique will get any jail time. Maybe some community service, anger management courses and whatnots. But interesting. In the meantime, I'm wondering what's going to happen with Candace, because you know how these shows don't like for you to press charges. And remember when Portia and Kenya got into that, Portia was demoted for a little while. So, maybe we're going to see what happens there. We're going to see what happens there. And then lastly, you guys, John Legend, just in case you didn't know, he has now been named People Magazine's 2019 Sexiest Man Alive. I said, what? I can think of plenty sexy men. Plenty. Okay, none of them right now because I'm old and, brain fucked up. But I'm sure if I put my mind to it and sat down, I could give you guys a good handful of sexy men out there. And somehow they came up with John Legend. Now, he's cute. He's cute. And, oh, I'm a cobbler. I'm going to go make some shoes. Come on, Pinocchio. Let's go to the woodroom. That's my cobbler voice. Oh, I'm cobbler. I'm kind of a Keebler elf, give me some cookies kind of way. I definitely wouldn't call him sexy, you guys. But hey, I guess it all depends on who you was asking at the People Magazine headquarters. All right. Now, they surely didn't ask LaShonda down there at the mailroom, though. Sexiest man alive? Okay. Rockstars, that is it. Got to get on to work. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Rockstars. Bye.